Thanks, Maha. Thank you also to the companies Quantum Art and Blue Qubit for the willingness to share with all of us their experience. After the webinar, we'll share with you all the information about the participating companies, especially those who are open for collaboration. And to all the audience, we encourage you to use the Q&A box or chat where you can raise any question you have, and we'll collect them and answer to all of them and send you our responses following the webinar. Also, a big thank you to Maha. She's our IT expert, and she's in charge of making sure that everything goes smoothly here. So without further ado, let's begin with our first speaker, Ms. Jessie Olson, the CFO and COO of Elevate Quantum. Jessie, please.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to do my best to keep remarks short just because we've got really fantastic people. And thank you to Bird for everything, pulling this together. In my remarks, just wanted to cover two things. I want to talk a little bit about what this Elevate Quantum Tech Hub is, a little bit about our ecosystem of why that designation was made. And then I'll talk a little bit more in detail about what some of our specific imperatives are at Elevate Quantum. So just the very first high level here, Elevate Quantum, we are the first and only federally designated and funded tech hub in the United States for quantum. We were given this award last year. We kicked off into full operations in October of 2024. Our operations that span commercial, workforce, and just other ecosystem building. Our seed round was the EDA Tech Hub that was funded under the CHIPS and Science Act. We also were recipients of state matching funds that also support that. We span 3 states, Colorado, Wyoming, and New Mexico, with our commercial operations in Colorado and New Mexico. Colorado, we are based out in Arvada, and Albuquerque with a partnership through UNM is where we will be launching our packaging facility. Beyond that, what's been really important is that this designation unlocked an additional $75 million in funding from the state to develop really important strategic assets in our region. This has gone to build out Quantum Commons, which I'll talk about a little bit more later, but that'll be the center for EQ's operation, as well as home to many current and future quantum startups in the region. And then that funding also supported some really important strategic assets for incubation and capital accessibility. So before I get into just the details of exactly what we do, a little bit about our ecosystem here is that the reason that we are the only federally designated and funded tech hub is because we have the right players in the right place, right leaders, and the right people. We are the largest concentration of quantum companies working on quantum and quantum enabling technologies in the world. We're the #1 state for QEDC membership. Startups is what Colorado does, consistently ranking among the top for new business creation. Also a major hub for venture capital, which is critical in this industry as we think about helping companies cross that valley of death from idea to production. We also have a lot of the underlying science and research institutions that are moving this industry forward. We're home to 4 Nobel laureates in the Mountain West region on these topics since 2000. But one of the things in particular that makes our region really unique is that we, similar to being the largest cluster of quantum companies, we are also the largest cluster of existing quantum workers with over 3,000 workers in Colorado in this space today. And so all of this comes together, and this is how we ultimately were able to get this award. And part of what has allowed us to be able to continue to keep momentum is that there have already been so many of these players. We're not the first people in Colorado to think that we should figure out about how to commercialize quantum ideas or build up a quantum workforce. And so our consortium now is over 140 different organizations spanning the full value chain, startups, spanning research institutions and educational partners, state and local governments. And so all of this has come together to be able to support our mission, which at Elevate or before I talk about, or, which at Elevate is to dramatically accelerate the commercialization of quantum. So the last piece I will say here just on our ecosystem, and part of what makes Colorado unique, is that we are very much focused as an ecosystem on commercially ready technology, looking at high TRL types of technology, beyond being leaders in, or being home to many leaders in the quantum computing space. So full stack leaders like Atom and Quantinium. We also are a region that's been home to a lot of the enabling hardware that has gone into making quantum less of a theory and actually a reality, and are home to a lot of some of the initial research and execution in quantum sensing. So that's Colorado. That is ultimately how our region was given this award through our partnerships, both with Wyoming and New Mexico. What that translates, so as Elevate Quantum was putting together our application, thinking about this mission I mentioned of dramatically accelerating the commercialization of quantum technologies, we needed to go out and figure out what are some of the major challenges of really making this vision a reality. And so quantum, like the other nascent industries, it's going to face some things that are pretty standard. If we've got pretty underdeveloped supply chains to get started in this industry, it is a high capital requirements and barriers there. We also deal with a very nascent workforce and awareness in this industry. And so as we thought, how do we really start to deploy our funding in the way that is going to be the most effective? We've structured ourselves around 4 strategic pillars. So the first of these pillars we call commercialization. We, as I talked back on that map earlier, are setting up 3 different facilities. In Colorado, out at the Quantum Commons, we are setting up a commercial open access lab that will have AMO and solid state types of equipment available for rent, as well as office space and lab space as well. Then also in Colorado, we are standing up a rapid turnaround, low to mid volume photon integrated circuit fabrication facility. And then out in New Mexico, in a partnership with UNM, we'll be standing up a heterogeneous integrated packaging facility. So commercialization, again, that is really trying to remove some of those upfront costs that are sometimes prohibitive to some of our startups. And so that really being our focus there, and is ultimately underlying how we are sustainable. Being a nonprofit, we don't have this imperative to go make lots of money, but we do need to be able to keep ourselves functioning. And so by doing this and offering these services and products at far below market rates, we're able to help really move the industry along. On workforce, a good portion of our funding as well is also to stand up new pathways, activate our ecosystems to really be able to make sure that we are building employer-driven curriculum that can fill the open jobs that exist in this industry today. We see that for about every 3 open jobs, there is 1 qualified candidate in our ecosystem. And so there's a lot of ground to cover here, not just in the PhD and the advanced degrees, but it's also starting to focus on engineering and technicians and all the types of enabling jobs needed. And so have lots of really strong partners there that we're working with. On the acceleration side, we are very focused at Elevate and building out the VC community, working with our accelerators and incubators in the region to make sure that we are continuing to get that pipeline of new quantum startups in our region. And then finally, we do a good amount around ecosystem building, finding out where there are gaps, either in different types of players or the supply chain, and figuring out how we start to close those and make sure that our companies have everything they need to be successful. So that is
Excellent.
my 10-minute overview.
Yeah, absolutely on time. Thank you. Thank you so much. So our next guest is Miss Alison Karp, Senior Program Manager at the Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade. Alison, Ali?
Hey there. Thanks so much for having me. I can present my slides. Just get this in present mode. All right, can you all see my slides? Oops.
Yeah, if you can put them on. Okay.
Great. So again, I'm Allison Karp. I'm a senior program manager at the Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade, which is a mouthful, so we call ourselves OEDIT, OEDIT for short. And just first wanted to give you a quick little background on OEDIT. OEDIT is the statewide office economic development organization for Colorado. We're actually a part of the Office of the Governor, but we do sort of stand alone, but we do, we implement the economic development priorities of the governor itself. You'll see in the boxes below that these are our various divisions. And so each division is designed to implement programs, funding opportunities, incentives, technical assistance in various sectors and industries that we see here in Colorado's economy. The bottom left is highlighted the Global Business Development Department, and that division is designed to recruit companies to come to Colorado and stay in Colorado, and we have a number of incentive programs to aid in that. And I actually work in the Business Funding and Incentives division, and these two divisions handle a lot of the programming that the businesses that are participating today might have particular interest in. A quick look at some of our major funding opportunities. Again, the office is small but mighty. We have over 180 different programs that are currently open and available for businesses to take advantage of. So this is really just looking at 6 of them, but again, would be a lot of interest to this audience. The first 3 on the left are our major recruiting tools and provide a lot of different funding opportunities to companies. First is the Job Growth Incentive Tax Credit, or JGITC. These are competitive performance-based tax credits for companies expanding in or relocating to Colorado. The next is our strategic fund. Again, it is a competitive performance-based cash incentive for companies expanding in or relocating to Colorado. And I do have a number of colleagues that work directly with companies looking to relocate to Colorado to see which of these 2 large incentive opportunities are available to them. And we build incentive packages based on the company itself, the number of jobs that you're hoping to bring to Colorado, and again, is performance-based. We also have our AI Accelerator program. This is probably our most competitive and popular program for Colorado. It's a suite of competitive grants for Colorado universities and companies at different stages of development. These are non-dilutive grants in our advanced industries, and those are 7 industries, including advanced manufacturing, bioscience, information technology, and quantum as well would be electronics, and quantum would be included in those advanced industries. We also have an enterprise zone program, and that one's managed by the division that I work in. And that's a suite of 8 or 9 different tax credit opportunities that are really exemptions and, again, tax credits for a range of activities for companies that are doing businesses in a designated enterprise zone. Enterprise zones are, economically disadvantaged areas of the state that we want to drive more economic opportunity in, but they're really spread out throughout the state. It's not just our rural areas. We can find enterprise zones in some of the most urban areas of the state, and so just major incentives for research and development, for offering health insurance for companies, hiring new employees. So we also always suggest that companies look into our enterprise zone program. In terms of the new programs, we have 4 new programs that have been designed and set up to take advantage and leverage of the groundbreaking CHIPS and Science Act. First is the CHIP zones. It provides access to 3 enterprise zone tax credits for semiconductor companies. So it creates a zone similar to an enterprise zone, and it gives the companies that are doing semiconductor activities access to enterprise zone tax credits, but again, directed to the semiconductor industry. We also have the CHIPS refundable tax credits, which take a portion of earned incentive packages as a refund. And soon that's going to be available for all advanced manufacturing companies. And refundable tax credits are a really large leverage tool that our office is using more and more. Essentially can be thought of as money back to the company, but it is through the mechanism of a refundable tax credit. And so there will be different rates on the refundability. I believe the refund rate is 80% on the dollar for that program. The next two programs are the quantum programs, the quantum facility credit and the loan loss reserve. These are the two programs that I am setting up and managing myself. So I want to speak a little bit more to them. We're calling the entire program the Colorado Quantum Fund to demonstrate all of OEdit's monetary support for the quantum industry. We're working closely with Jesse and with EQ. We really appreciate the opportunity to represent our office here today. And, you know, these are just two of potentially way more supports, and assistance activities that our office is committing to provide to the quantum industry so that we can make the Mountain West the hub of quantum in the world. First, we have the shared facility program. We're currently partnering with two facilities. I believe Jesse mentioned one or both of them. First is the Quantum Commons, and the other is the Quantum Incubator. And they're tied to two of our largest R1 research institutions and really will aid in bringing companies through their TRL scale up to commercialization. And it is a refundable tax credit program for these facilities to build out shared facilities in the quantum industry. And so once these are built out, we hope in the next year or two, they'll provide wonderful assets to startups in the quantum industry. The other
Ali, we need to
program,
move forward. So please, if you can make it a little bit more concise. I mean, we are behind schedule.
sure, absolutely. The last program is the Colorado Quantum Fund for Innovative Lending. It provides 100% refundable income tax credits to offset loan losses for lenders. So again, this is for quantum companies looking to receive debt capital, and will be launched this summer. That's the last of my slides. I've got contact information for the various programs here, and I'll be available in chat to answer any other questions you have. Thanks so much.
Excellent. Thanks. Thank you so much. So we are behind schedule, but I leave the floor to the co-founders of the Colorado Israel Chamber of Commerce. These are Jeremiah Baumberg and Jordan Kastrinsky. Sorry for mispronounce it. So
Good, you got it though. You were there. You
you,
tried
you,
your best.
you don't have too much time, so please
Thank you.
be concise.
Thank you, Omer. We'll be quick. I'm Jeremiah Barenberg, Colorado director and co-founder of the Colorado Israel Chamber of Commerce. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing, promoting, and facilitating trade, commerce, and investment between Colorado and Israel. We are working across industries, quantum being one of our focus areas, and we're delighted to pull together this event to showcase the BIRD grant opportunity to the Colorado quantum community and connect it with the Israel quantum community. We are a membership and sponsorship organization, so we invite everyone here to join us, get in touch with us, let us know how we can help connect you between Colorado and Israel. I want to thank our latest sponsor, IBEX Investors, which has offices in Denver and in Tel Aviv. And I'm here in Denver, and Jordan is in Tel Aviv, so I'll turn it to Jordan.
Yeah, just, a brief 2 seconds on us. We really are here to kind of be that centralizing body that helps direct all, trade, investment, potential pilot, customer queries in Colorado or Israel. This is bilateral, and so we do field queries from both sides of the ocean, and we're just here to be that for you guys. And, if you guys are hearing what you like today and you want to learn more, you want to get involved, and you want to also work with Bird Foundation in Colorado more directly, please get in touch with us. You can visit our website. We'll leave it in the chat. And we're very excited that we were able to pull this together today. So thank you, Omer, and we'll give it back to you.
Excellent. Thank you. So now is the time to present you briefly with the Bird Foundation itself and what we are doing. And we start with Anat Ben Yosef. She's the director of Bird at the Southern US.
Yeah, thank you. You hear me, right? Yeah, so I think that it's all, and I was looking at Jordan, I think we're really into creative energy here. Since we just started planning this webinar, we've had one wedding and one baby born, and it was only a couple of weeks. So I think there's a lot of a spirit of things happening. So congrats, Jordan, by the way. So yeah, very excited to be here today. I'm really glad to talk to you about the Bird Foundation and how it can support your specific innovation journey. As Omer said, my name is Anat Ben Yosef. I lead our regional efforts in the southern region of the US. And really, as I started, honestly, my favorite part of my role is really those connections between the US and Israel. So let's talk about it. Let's dive in. As you can see, BIRD has nothing to do with the animal. BIRD stands for Binational Industrial Research and Development. The foundation was established almost 50 years ago. So really, it's a unique partnership between the US government and the Israeli government. And it's been really fueling collaborations since 1977 onwards. We work together to facilitate joint R&D ventures towards the commercialization with supporting breakthrough technologies. Especially today, we're talking about quantum computing. I think it's top of mind when we're talking about breakthrough technologies. What sets BIRD apart from maybe other programs? It's not a loan or any kind of equity investment. We offer a conditional, non-dilutive grant up to $1.5 million and up to 50% of the project scope. So the model is quite different. It's about supporting the growth. And we do have a repayment model that only comes in if the project result actually gets to commercialization. So only if you bring in money, you give back money. So here's, again, basic model, a US company, Israeli company coming together as a partnership focusing on joint R&D. And they either come to us, or if you don't have a partner yet, part of what we do is really the matchmaking process. If you're interested and don't know how to start, either on the Israeli side or the US side, we've been around for a very long time, and we have our own network and our own connections. We understand the ecosystem pretty well, and we would love to help you find the right partner to really apply and really make a good case to make it happen and to get that funding. What is a good project? People ask me a lot, and I think that it all comes down to the gist of those kind of four points that you see on the screen. Innovation. We really are looking for novel technologies, really groundbreaking, really doing something that is beyond what exists in the market, because again, it is taxpayers' money on both sides of the ocean. It needs to make sense to really make that investment. The second part is the synergy. And I think it maybe is the most important part of what we're looking for in a good project. Complementary strength coming together to create something that is really a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts. My cheesiness, but it really needs to make sense, and we really want to see how those two companies collaborate together to something that is a mutual project, I guess. And then we're looking for the market opportunity. So, is there a potential for commercialization? Is there an ability to bring the product to market? And then from the other side, is there even a market? Is there a good market? What's the go-to-market strategy? What's the marketing strategy? We really want to see an appealing, potential, successful story. And I can tell you from our experience of over 1,200 projects that we have co-funded throughout the years, we really try to find the right ones, and we would really like to help you find the right partner if you don't have one. Both I represent the US part of BIRD and our team and our larger team in Tel Aviv. We would really try to find the right match for you. What's now? How can we move forward? We have actually two call for proposals, as we call them, that are active at this point. This one is our general quote unquote call for proposals with a deadline of May 14. I don't know why
May
here you go.
14.
You got yes, you got another week. So May 14 is the deadline. I'll replace it as I send the presentation onwards after our webinar. Someone also asked about it in the Q&A. The idea is that we want to see what we call an executive summary, a general idea of what's the project going to be, but feel free to reach out and contact us way before that. We can talk, we can consult, we can walk you through the process. Your success is our success. So our general call for proposals is what we call industry agnostic. If any kind of projects in various areas of interest that can involve quantum computing as we speak today, but also other industries where we're open to project that has joint R&D venture in any kind of area. And then later on, we have a more specific call for proposals that is with specific stakeholders from the DOE and the MOE and other stakeholders in Israel and the US. But we're looking for projects that have any kind of connection to the energy industry. And you can see here, and again, I'll share more with you. This one has a little later deadline of end of June. We're very open to talk and see about your project, if it fits this one or the other one, and really try to find the right position for you. So feel free to reach out. I know that we have still more to talk about, so I'm gonna pass the mic to Omer, and he's gonna talk specifically about our subject today. Thank you, Omer.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks. So, because we are hosting here a bunch of Colorado and US-based companies, we thought of giving you a quick review of the Israeli quantum ecosystem. This will be really concise, and we'll share with you all the company names I'm going to mention. So I'll just briefly review them. So I believe there are four main pillars that support the Israeli quantum advantage we have in Israel. This is the academic excellence, which is offered by top-notch academic institutions like the Weizmann Institute, the Hebrew University, Technion, Tel Aviv University, and there is also Ben Gurion University, which are leading quantum research. There is the Israeli cybersecurity leadership, which you probably heard of, and they support also quantum safe algorithm and cryptographic innovation. There is the military tech crossover. We have some elite technical units. Some of them maybe are known, like 8200 unit, and they generate skilled founders and mission-driven quantum startups. And also the government supports, which include strategic R&D funding, global partnership, and initiatives like us, like the Bird Foundation. Can you move the slides? Sorry. Okay. Okay. Now, regarding the private funding, yeah, we saw a beginning of rise in 2020. And although there was some decline in 2023, as you can see on the slide, there was a significant rebound in 2024 and kind of an impressive funding which has been secured over this year already. So seems like an impressive recovery. Next slide. Okay, so this is the place also to mention that there is what we call the Israeli Quantum Computing Center, which was founded in 2024 at the Tel Aviv University and was led by Quantum Machine, which is one of the leading companies here in Israel in the quantum computing ecosystem. It is backed by the Innovation Authority, and the mission was to function as a kind of a national R&D hub for quantum computing and global collaboration. It has multi-platform that combines both superconducting and also photonic qubits, and enabling also hybrid solution between quantum and classical system, and with some advanced setup and control layer. Next, please. Okay. Roughly, there is a kind of 25, maybe more. It keeps changing all the time and keeps growing. So pretty much these are the numbers of companies in this ecosystem. It includes both software companies dealing with operating system, algorithms, cyber. Next slide. And of course, hardware companies which are developing full stack quantum computers. and quantum control systems, and also some chip designers. Next, please. And the communication and sensor companies. Again, I won't go and mention each and every name here, but I'll share all of them with you. And you'll have the opportunity to actually look more closely at each one of those. And if you find them interesting, I mean, we can definitely assist you in making an introduction call, or you can obviously contact them directly. Next. I think that's the last one. Okay. Thank you. So now we're moving to the interesting part. You can stop share or not. Okay. So I'm very pleased to host Tal David, and hopefully also Harnt Garibian. Again,
Great. Yeah.
sorry if I'm pronouncing it.
Yeah, you did a great job. Usually, most of the people get it way worse.
Okay, so these gentlemen are both Bert Quantis from Quantum Art and Blue Qubit, and they will be sharing with you their experience, the Bird experience. Guys, floor is yours.
Right. Grant, you want to say who you are while I pull up the slides?
Yeah, fantastic. Happy to start. So I am Hiran Caribbean. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Blue Qubit. We are a quantum software company based in California. So a lot of our team are quantum algorithms experts, quantum simulation experts. Most of our team is in California. We have a couple team members across the US as well. You know, we were super happy to be part of the Bird Quantum batch with Quantum Art. So it's a very nice collaborative partnership for us because we focus on designing algorithms, designing simulations, and specific theme is on quantum machine learning, specific area of quantum machine learning of image processing. And then Quantum Art has a unique approach to building trapped ion quantum hardware. And this alignment, I think, was really like a great start for us. And then to start with a proposal, apply last year. At this time, we were rushing to submit our application. And then now we are actually like 6 months into the project and have made some advances we would love to share with you guys. With that, Tal, do you want to do a bit of intro on your end? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man. Also thanks to Omar and the whole Bird team who are pushing us throughout all of this process. We met the Blue Qubit guys in a quantum accelerator program that we did, and we immediately clicked together and we saw that we have complementary stuff. And the platform given by Bird, which is very unique in the Israel-US space, is exactly what we needed. The right scope, the right mechanism, and the support from the Bird Foundation throughout the process of telling us how it works, how to fill the correct way the forms and submit the proposal and evaluate it. It's very, very nice, and we're very happy about that. My name is Tal David. I'm CEO and co-founder of Quantum Art. In my previous life, I was also head of the Israel National Quantum Initiative, so I know the ecosystem in Israel very well. And let's tell you a little bit about each of the companies and then about the project and what we've done before. So, Grant?
Perfect. Yeah, as I said, we're a quantum software company. We actually have a software platform available to researchers, students that is public. You can, if you want to get into quantum or are in the quantum space, I would recommend trying out like app.bluequbit.io. We have a lot of like quantum simulation tools that focus primarily on utility scale quantum experiments and orchestration. We work quite closely with quantum hardware companies. So in the US, we are part of IBM Quantum Network and support their machines. We work with Quantinuum, we work with Rigetti, and yet we like only think about algorithms and how we can bring the value that quantum computers create to customers and end users. One of the exciting projects that we worked on last year was with the Honda Research Institute in the US. And we've just actually put out 2 papers on how to do quantum machine learning and load the car driving data set into quantum computers and benchmark the performance of those techniques on different hardwares like IBM versus Quantinuum. Our team, as I said, we have zero experience in building quantum computers itself. Our team primarily has PhDs in quantum algorithms like QAUA, variational algorithms, and primarily like near-term algorithms, some error mitigation background in terms of pushing the performance on a quantum processors that are currently available in this NISQ era. But a lot of really like a unique perspective that like Blue Qubit brings to the table of quantum algorithm design is that training or pre-training quantum algorithms on classical machines like state-of-the-art GPU systems by NVIDIA to have a kind of warm start on a quantum processors to do that last mile. And our recent papers are in this area where we show some interesting value of like classical pre-training than running on a quantum computer. And with quantum art, we are thinking to pursue in a very similar line of work of this quantum machine learning use cases, specifically designed for their systems. With that, I will pass the torch to Tal to talk about what's unique about quantum art's hardware.
Yeah, thank you. So Quantum Art is a full stack quantum computing provider working with traptime qubits. We were formed 3 years ago. Now a team of over 40 people. We came out of the Weizmann Institute of Science. We have several operational systems working in the lab. And building a full stack quantum computer from the qubit at the bottom to the user and everything in between is very highly challenging. And so we very much believe in collaboration, and we extensively partner, like with Blue Qubit here, with NVIDIA, with Fraunhofer Institute. We are part of a large-scale innovation authority program in Israel, working with other companies like Classic and Kedma and the Israel aerospace industries, and also academic partners and so on. And our focus on the company is on a unique architecture of providing sophisticated multi-qubit gates and a multi-core quantum processing unit configuration with dynamical reconfigurability, which brings to the table of quantum computing not only the regular single and 2 qubit operations that everybody's been working on for 40 years, but going beyond that and making the most out of the physics. And what we're doing in the project together with Blue Qubit, as we'll show in a couple of slides, is bringing these 2 worlds together, the expertise of Blue Qubit in quantum algorithms and the classical platforms, and our architecture to work together. But first, let's see what is it all about, right?
Yeah, so a primary use case, right, is understanding like how to use quantum machine learning for like traditional like classical machine learning use cases. And the applications are quite broad. Like specific data sets we think to investigate are in automotive industry for like understanding like self-driving car, like data set, classifying objects in the images. And there's a whole research and like state-of-the-art techniques using deep neural networks. But I think there's a growing evidence that quantum machines might be better at learning classical data if you load the image correctly and then formulate the problem correctly on a quantum hardware. And a lot of this requires like understanding 2 important pieces, like loading like classical image data sets. It could be like, we might be focused specifically on automotive first, but the methods and techniques are quite general. They could be applied in healthcare, in defense, and other areas. And then after loading the images, building quantum classification networks. And those are analogs of neural networks for quantum computers. And there's a lot of nuance on how you design them, where you take into account the connectivity of the problem, the symmetries of the problem at hand. And this is an active area of work that a lot of serious quantum R&D teams in automotive like BMW, Honda, Hyundai, and others are looking into and publish papers on this. It's one of the hot areas for quantum machine learning use cases. So we have worked on this for like over a year, actually, year and a half now. We had several papers with unique methods and techniques. But what's exciting about the like thinking about quantum arts is that these ansatz and algorithms we can actually design with a specific hardware in mind, where connectivity of hardware is extremely important, and the operations you can do with the hardware is important. And this was kind of a unique perspective to understand and characterize. Is there any like real measurable advantage on having a unique ansatz that can do multi-qubit gates, and what would be disadvantage. And we just started, as I said, for 6 months now, but we're in the process of understanding and quantifying that.
Right. So the overview of the project, and I know that we're starting to run out of time, so I'll switch
Yeah, I'm
gears a
sorry.
bit, is to bring the best of two worlds. On the Blue Qubit side, they have developed their own proprietary hierarchical learning algorithm, and they have the GPU platform to emulate quantum computing algorithms, as Erwan described. And from the quantum art side, we're bringing, first of all, full stack quantum computing system, hardware and compiler and software to this application, and also the unique scale-up architecture that goes beyond the standard gates. And bringing these two together, the product of the BIRD project that we have will be a high-efficiency quantum algorithm that we implement first for quantum processing, but with the idea that it can go much further than that. So we'll have both full quantum computing implementation and full GPU emulation implementation, and get to a real commercial readiness of the project to be commercialized by both of the companies, each in their own business models. So maybe I'll just go real quickly. What we see here is a little bit of a progress for the first 6 months or so, where the Blue Qubit guys, after understanding what we do, they have sent over quantum algorithms using their special quantum machine learning algorithm process. And what Quantum Art has done is to translate that into our native gate set of multi-qubit gates. And the idea is to take a very complicated algorithm with many, many gate operations and so on, and compress it to very small number of operations, and also improve or increase the quality of what we do. Rand, you want to describe this?
Yeah, happy to. So for the first 6 months, instead of jumping straight into image classification and image loading, we typically start out with a much more controlled data set. We looked at various like Gaussian distributions and try to actually understand the benefits of multi-qubit versus like a single and 2-qubit gate systems. And then we already see some really promising indications. In fact, like a programming the ansatz is much simpler, substantial, like 40x reduction in the complexity of the code itself. And then and then the other important observation was that we were able to see 5x reduction in expected error rate. So improvement basically in accuracy. And this is quite important, because one of the main like challenges with the running useful things in a quantum computer is that you have very limited number of operations you're allowed to do. So 5x reduction and on the number of operations needed to actually do classification or loading is really like a nice indication. And I want to be clear that this was on in the first like data set that was Gaussian distribution in 1D. Next, we're going to generalize to higher dimensional distribution and ultimately do it for images. And I think we hope that this kind of improvements will proceed, which would be another evidence that it's worth investing in this multi-qubit technologies as for a lot of use cases like quantum machine learning, where you can design the ansatz specifically for hardware. This gives you like a really substantial power in terms of what kind of use cases you can run efficiently.
Yeah, right. So this is the project. This is who we are. Like Anat said before, it's creating a whole which is larger than the sum of its parts. It's cheesy, yeah, but it is true, and this is what we are doing here, with a very clear focus of getting to a commercial product at the end of this project that we can just go ahead and continue making business and further developing this. And so we thank you again, the support from the BIRD Foundation, not only in the money, it goes much way beyond that. It's very good for us. It's an excellent platform. We enjoy it a lot. Meeting with the Blue Qubit guys more than once in a very short time, doing this in a very tight collaboration. You saw the synergy also in the presentation here. Everything is tightly connected, and that's it. Thank you, everyone, and we'll be happy to take questions if we'll have the time.
Excellent. That was amazing. If there are any questions, I mean, we will collect them and send them to you following the webinar. Okay.
Very good.
Thanks. So we still have 15 minutes for the roundtable, and we have some lucky ones which were chosen to actually have the opportunity to present the technology and companies. So we start with Daniel Porat. Daniel, you are with us? Maha, can you give
Oh,
Daniel
sorry, I'm
the...
mute. Okay, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Only 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Up to 2
I
minutes.
know. Only one slide. So
Okay.
in general, what we do is actually we do developing algorithms for optimization for the quantum computing. We are the software layer, more or less like blue qubits, but we are focusing on optimization. Our main targets are three: clear advance today. We already have a proven advantage in energy, security, and scheduling. We have partners in energy and security. In energy, we have already proven some of the problem of mainly the grid optimization problem. It's a major problem in this industry. Our technology is based on developing algorithms, meaning shrinking the number of qubits needed in order to run our algorithm, modeling, advanced modeling. So, and then we have our own Echo algorithm. It's our main one that actually is developed to solve the Naxos problem, which can be implemented later on in major problems. And our last vision is to provide access through our platform. Our team is based in Israel. Is led by myself. I'm ex Intel semiconductor mainly doing optimization for the semiconductor globally, and the Professor Manuel de la Torre, which is a professor in Bar University, focusing in quantum computing. Yeah, we'll be happy to have some partners in US, looking either by R&D or by partnership. I mean, company partnership or whatever. And thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Quantimize, that's the name.
Yeah.
And again, we'll share all the details following the webinar. Now, Chen Eman from ENCODE. Chen?
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. So you can't
Sure.
see me, but you can hear me, I think. So my name is Chen. I'm CEO of ENCODE. ENCODE is a startup building a SaaS system, a SaaS cybersecurity system against quantum attacks. We know that there is a major problem in the market. Companies don't know how to protect themselves against quantum attacks. We know that they don't have the time to do that because everyone needs to start to protect their data from yesterday. And most of them don't have the fund to do that. So we build a system, a SaaS system, fully SaaS system that knows how to protect data against the future quantum attacks. So we give company the opportunity to protect them data as from today. We have very complicated system, but the operation is very easy. So CISO, for example, it needs to take him like 10-15 minutes to configure the system and to choose data that he wants to protect, and he press a green button, and from this moment all the data protects with 3 layers of protection on quantum level, and we actually can hit randomness test in 3 randomness tests. We hit a grade of 99.3% of randomness. It's very high. I believe that you know that in hardware, maximum we can achieve like 52-53%. So this is what we are doing. To do that, the company don't need any downtime. it's during the process, and we protect all data needed. So this is
Excellent.
us. We are looking
Excellent.
for, just one word, please. We are looking for a design partner right now in the US. So every help can help us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll share the information, Gen. Thank you. This was Gen from Encode. Now, Svenna Knapp from Fieldline Industries.
Hi, my name is Svenja Knappen. I'm the CTO of Fieldline. We actually have two companies. We build quantum magnetometers, so small quantum sensors for a variety of applications. We're located in Colorado. And one of those applications is biomedical. We have a product that's a quantum-based magnetoencephalography system to measure brain, so make brain images. And the other one is using this very similar technology, Fieldline Industries, for non-medical applications. We have a surveillance system, kind of secure facilities. We have magnetic anomaly system, partially for ocean. You can tow them, you can fly them. But we're also an OEM supplier of components for quantum companies that want to do work in other applications. So we're working with Accubeat in Israel as a OEM supplier for vapor cells, so the parts that holds the atoms. And so these components, often the supply chain is the issue. Or that's what we see too when we build our quantum sensors, how to secure a supply chain when the market isn't quite as big yet as you want. And so we see that on critical components. And so that's why we offer working with other companies to supply some of these components and to work together to in other markets. And so I don't know if Akibit will be speaking, but they build atomic clocks.
They plan to be here, but from some reason, I mean, they didn't show up. So sorry for that.
But so that is one example where it's a very similar technology to, and the components you need are very similar, but it's a different application, a different product. And so, yeah, we offer OEM components such as these vapor cells, and for clocks, gyroscopes, other quantum sensors. And so we're looking for partnerships either on the application side to use sensors in application spaces or to partner on the OEM side.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Svenna. Next is Ori Johnson from OE Waves. Ori?
Yes, thank you. OE Waves is a manufacturer of variety of products based on ultra narrow linewidth lasers. We came out of the JPL quantum group that was started in the 90s. And so we've been around for a while, mostly making RF equipment, but then we decided that our lasers are actually amazing and we should sell them. And so we have these cell phone sized lasers that provide a sub-hertz line width that can be very useful in quantum technologies. And the only noise competitive laser really is a tie sapphire that takes a quarter of an optical table to get to where it needs to be. And then, but for OEM applications, we can package it into a butterfly, provide just a butterfly package, and then have a more integrated system. And a brand new product for us is this cavity here, which is about the size of a sliced bread, and for laser stabilization. A common use of another system when you build something amazing, nobody can measure it. So what we needed to do was build equipment that could measure our lasers. And so we have this laser noise measurement system that people in quantum computing and other quantum sensing used to measure the phase noise and the intensity noise of the lasers that they're using to be able to better model how their system should be behaving, and also to be able to optimize the remainder of their lasers that they're using in it. And just to kind of highlight our manufacturing capabilities that are available for hire, this micro photonic object here on the bottom right is 29 optical elements in a penny sized package when you've got everything around it. So and this is an RF oscillator based on photonics.
Cool. Thanks. So this was OE Waves. Now we're moving to Nissan Maskil from QHippo Quantum.
Hippo.
Sorry if I
No
mispronounced it.
problem. Okay.
Floor is yours.
I'm a CEO of Kipo. We are a superconducting full stack. I will try to share some slides to do it very shortly. We are, just a moment, I will share here.
There is the share button on the middle slide beneath the image.
How about you start talking?
Yeah, we
I
don't
think,
have too much time.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have some
Very
time
shortly.
constraints. Great, Nissan, we
Can you
see
see it?
We see
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
you succeeded.
Great.
Excellent.
Yeah, succeeded. So we are, I will do it very shortly. We are doing superconducting. We are designing applied superconducting. We developed a superconducting chip, different architecture in order to adapt it in a co-design process to algorithms, different kind of algorithms. And we are looking for partners on two sides. First, for the hardware size, looking for option for converting of optics to RF, and also an option to have a refrigerator. That's something that you are very famous in Colorado with some good companies, and we are looking for collaboration about it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now Zain Premji from Secured Quantum Services.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, great.
And you guys can see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. So hi, everyone. First of all, thank you to Bird Foundation and Elevate Quantum to put this together. Really amazing conversation that we've had so far. So appreciate the opportunity. So at SQS, we are a quantum communications company. So we've heard a lot about computing, networking, timing, sensing, component manufacturing, which is amazing. We all see partnerships with each of those areas. Our entire goal is to build a secured quantum communication network that uses true quantum mechanics and can lay the foundational infrastructure that can be delivered secured communications between, and connect the worlds of quantum through computing, networking, sensing, and all things good that the world is doing within quantum, and offer it in a utility fashion. So kind of like how AWS deploys cloud, our goal is to deploy quantum infrastructure as a service based on secured quantum communications. We are headquartered in Colorado Springs. We have a team of 20 folks. Some recent additions to our team is Dr. Joel Moser. He's the former chief scientist of the US Space Force, and Dr. Dima Bosco, who just recently joined us as our quantum physicist. The net of this is we are involved in a lot of different sector engagements. We're seeing a lot of application of secured communications using quantum mechanics in a fashion that can be delivered starting from classical all the way to true quantum, and do it in phases so people aren't spending millions of dollars to rip up existing infrastructure and making it quantum proof. We have traction within the national defense space within the United States. We're operating in the gaming sector, financial services, and seeing a lot of aerospace and space impacts. These are some of our partnerships and academic partnerships. If you want to find out about our quantum testbed pilot program that we literally just launched during Space Symposium 2 weeks ago, scan the QR code to find out more information. And that's SQS.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Last but not least, Grisha Spector, are you with us?
Yes.
Excellent. So the floor is yours, and be concise because we are already behind schedule.
Cool. So we are Optoelectronics. We're located at Louisville, Colorado. We spun off from NIST. We're 5 guys here in the basement making easy-to-use nanophotonic devices. These are examples of some off-the-shelf products that we offer. So fiber packaged, light in, electricity out, light in, light out devices. And basically we fold entire lab scale setups into on-chip devices that we can offer commercially and in research manner. Our stack of abilities spans the entire stack of nanophotonic products from invention, design, and simulation. We do our own fabrication. We are very good at packaging, especially all kind of unique packaging with high power, very short pulses to get them on a chip. And eventually, we also have a bunch of applications where our product sits in places such as telescopes and do their jobs. Our space is kind of both linear and nonlinear photonics. We do all kind of things spanning from the OPO, optical parametric oscillators, to generate new colors, micro-frequency comps that can be either electro-optical comps or just Kerr resonators. We can make modulators. We operate with tantalum, silicon nitride, and lithium niobate. And we can do linear stuff such as metasurfaces and all kind of cheap routing and beam generation for example, for atom or ion interactions. And we collaborate a lot with the industry around us. These are some of our products that we have, basically off-the-shelf products. And you can imagine that we can do it for various devices. That's Optoelectronics.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So this actually concludes our webinar. For all the companies participating in this webinar, I mean, you are most invited to share with us if you would like to contact to any one of the companies, either that was on this webinar or maybe related to the names mentioned in the on the slides. Keep in touch with us, and we'll, in any event, we'll share with you all the information which you were willing to share with others. And thank you all again, all the both participants and the panelists, of course.
Thank you, Omer.
Have a great evening.
Thank you so much.
Great morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Omer. Much appreciated.